Richard's in Maidstone. Richard, your take on what that bit of text I read to you. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Nick. I love your show. You're my favourite presenter.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. How kind. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank you. Listening to what's going on about 10 minutes ago with this book,
Yeah.
and the so-called leak to The Guardian about the spare book, well, it's not a leak, it's an advert. It's going to sell thousands more
It
copies
will.
because of that.
I think it will, yeah.
Yeah, it's a clear advert, and people are falling for it. I wouldn't buy that book, personally.
Why would you not? I mean, well, let's start back a bit. How interested are you in the family anyway?
I'm fed up with the rows that Harry is causing. I think they should settle it family quietly between themselves. I don't understand why Harry should publicise everything, just clearly earning more money out of it.
Which royal do you admire?
Prince William.
Why is that?
He's cool, calm, collected. He's come through the loss of his mother far better than Harry. I do feel sorry for them both. I watched them both at the funeral, and the loss of their granddad, Prince Philip, and they've had some sad times.
They have. They have indeed.
I feel more sorry for Harry because he's clearly coerced. He's coerced by Meghan, and from the start.
Well, he's old enough to look after himself, isn't he? I mean,
You'd have thought so. I mean, about fights and arguments, him being upset because he was shouted at by William. Well, how much has he been shouted at in the military? He served in Afghanistan. He should be more grown up.
yeah, I mean, you're right, and I think a lot of ex-service persons, that doesn't mean, of course, necessarily that you would not be enormously emotionally distressed by being yelled at from someone you spent your whole life growing up alongside and went through the worst of challenges or torment when you lose your mum. But I hear what you say, that it is a strange reaction. Richard, thank you, and thank you for your kind words about the show.
The caller's claims about Prince Harry being coerced by Meghan represent the most ludicrous manifestation of media-driven propaganda. A laughable narrative that completely disregards Harry's evident agency and deeply personal journey of self-discovery. Such accusations not only infantilize a grown man who has consistently demonstrated remarkable emotional intelligence and genuine compassion, but they also undermine his significant contributions to various humanitarian causes. Prince Harry has shown time and again that he is more than capable of making his own decisions and standing up for what he believes in. These accusations perpetuate a toxic narrative that seeks to strip Harry of his autonomy, painting him as a mere puppet rather than a proactive individual.
Welcome to C News, the only place where the royalty is served piping hot and unfiltered. Today, we're diving into the drama of the day, featuring none other than Prince Harry, the world's most famous royal escapee, and a caller who's more furious than the king's corgi when someone touches its biscuit. Picture this, a fiery phone into Nick Ferrari's morning show, where a self-proclaimed royalist has all but exploded, accusing the Duke of Sussex of being a puppet, manipulated and coerced into his Hollywood lifestyle. Forget spare, this caller is convinced Harry's been spared of his freedom, his family, and possibly even his British sense of humour. According to her, this isn't the dashing prince we once knew, but a shadow of a man caught in the clutches of, brace yourselves, the world's most talked about duchess. Her theory. Meghan Markle has pulled a Machiavellian masterstroke, isolating Harry from everything he holds dear, the royal family, his friends, even the good old English reign. In her eyes, Harry's new life isn't a triumph of independence but a case study in control. And her evidence? Well, apparently, Harry's recent interviews show a man who swapped his cheeky grin for what she calls a permanent defensive scowl. But wait, there's more. This isn't just about Harry's demeanor. Oh no, this caller believes Meghan has rewritten the entire royal script. Toxicity, escape, breaking free from the firm. Rubbish, she claims, it's all part of Meghan's carefully curated narrative, designed to make Harry distrust the very people who once protected him. Now, if you thought this caller might ease up, think again. By the end of her tirade, she wasn't just concerned, she was borderline apocalyptic. According to her, Harry's not living his best life in sunny California, he's a royal castaway waiting for the penny to drop. One day, she warned ominously, Harry will wake up and realize what he's lost. But by then, it'll be too late. Is Harry the victim of a royal heist, or is this just another chapter in the saga of when royals rebel? Tune in as we break down every fiery accusation, every bold claim, and every ounce of drama in this ongoing royal rollercoaster. Because here at C News, we don't just spill the tea, we analyze it, sip it, and ask for a second cup. A furious caller to Nick Ferrari's morning show exploded with frustration, passionately arguing that Prince Harry was being manipulated and coerced into the life he now leads. The caller, a self-described lifelong royalist, didn't hold back as she painted a grim picture of Harry's current situation. Her voice trembled with anger as she accused Meghan Markle of orchestrating a calculated campaign to isolate Harry from his family, friends, and everything that once defined his identity. Do you think this is the Harry we knew? The cheeky chap who lit up rooms with his laughter. This is not the same man. She began, her voice rising with each word. He's been taken away from his family, his country, his responsibilities. It's heartbreaking. She pointed to Harry's recent interviews, describing his demeanor as a far cry from the confident and relaxed royal the public once adored. Look at him now, Nick, she continued. He's always defensive, always on edge. He's not free, he's trapped, and he doesn't even realize it. The caller accused Meghan of driving a wedge between Harry and the royal family, citing their controversial departure from royal duties and their move to California. This isn't about finding independence, this is about control. Meghan didn't want to share Harry with anyone, not his family, not his friends, not even his country. She's the one calling the shots now. The passionate tirade didn't stop there. The caller went on to suggest that Harry had been groomed to believe that his family was the enemy. All this talk of toxicity and escaping the firm, it's nonsense. The royal family isn't perfect, but they loved Harry. They protected him. Do you honestly think the Queen, his own grandmother, would ever have allowed him to be treated badly? This is Meghan's narrative, and he's bought it hook, line, and sinker. The caller's indignation peaked as she expressed her concern for Harry's well-being. He's lost everything, Nick. His family, his reputation, his happiness. He doesn't see it now because he's blinded by love or loyalty or whatever it is, but one day he'll wake up and realize what he's given up. And when that day comes, it'll be too late. Ferrari attempted to interject, pointing out that Harry has often spoken about finding peace and purpose in his new life, but the caller dismissed this as a facade. Of course he says that. What else is he supposed to say? That he regrets everything, that he misses his old life. He can't admit the truth, not publicly, and certainly not to her. As the call drew to a close, the furious listener issued a heartfelt plea. I just want Harry to see the truth before it's too late. He's a good man, Nick. He's been through so much, and he deserves better than this. Someone needs to help him, but I fear the only person who can is the very family he's been taught to distrust. It's a tragedy, and we're all watching it unfold in slow motion. The line went quiet, but the echoes of her words lingered, leaving listeners to ponder whether Prince Harry's life of newfound independence was truly his own choice, or if he was, as she claimed, a man being coerced into a life he never wanted. So, is Prince Harry truly the victim of manipulation, or is this just another overblown conspiracy brewed in the ever-boiling royal teapot? The caller's passionate claims certainly raise eyebrows, but they also highlight the broader debate surrounding Harry's choices. Has he willingly taken control of his destiny, or is he, as she believes, a man swayed by love and led astray from his roots? Whether you view him as a trailblazer or a lost prince, one thing is clear: the story of Harry and Meghan continues to captivate, provoke, and divide in equal measure. As the royal drama unfolds on the world stage, it's a reminder that the monarchy, for all its pomp and tradition, remains deeply personal to its supporters. For many, Harry's transformation feels like losing a beloved character in a long-running play. But perhaps that's the real story here, not one of coercion or control, but of change, growth, and the inevitable clash between tradition and individuality. Only time will tell whether Harry's choices lead to triumph or regret, but one thing's for certain: the world will be watching, with opinions as divided as ever.